we decided to organize in Brussels because most of the galleries ask us to organize it here, because there is so much activities and the program is so full and crowded, for example in Paris, and it's so expensive when you have to organize an event in Paris, that galleries love to come here because it's cheaper, it's nicer, people are like you, really open and exploring paths for their collection or for their pleasure of art lovers. So yeah, that's why we did it.
Parfois une décision de typographie spécifique en fonction de la carton d'invitation ou nous-mêmes de traitement des images pour l'impression afin d'avoir un rendu couleur optimal et le plus
So more installations, that's what we wanted to show with this exhibition. And so Jonathan Dilstra is really inspired by maritime sea life, and also he has a wish to be buried at the bottom of the ocean and be overgrown by coral. That's his biggest wish, and so it was the start of this project, and he's really researching in this project if he can be buried on the bottom of the North Sea.
So we are Robert Bapouki, I'm Justin, associate with so we opened the gallery in Paris 3 years ago. We represent more French artists or like Javier, international artists but based in Paris. We are not specialized in ceramics, really in young contemporary art scene. So lots of them are graduating from Beaux-Arts. The idea is to offer the first show to the young artists at the gallery and also the first visibility at the international the fair. So we were here last year with an artist from Belgium, and with a solar booth. And this year we wanted to have like a confrontation, like a face-to-face between Javier and Marion Flamand. So the idea we have is like both are working like with assembling the work and each work is a story of what they want to offer.
So the project tries to understand a bigger picture of how many fabrications of containers can we find in the market, how many societies have been smart enough to use clay as a technology in order to contain. So it's a research for me that is almost like a anthropological research. You know, I don't work with clay myself for this specific series, but I just use the objects that already exist that are a reflection, a mirror of our society, and then I speculate what will happen if French porcelain will meet Spanish porcelain, will meet Chinese porcelain, will meet Moroccan porcelain, etc., etc. So even though there's a lot of differences, I think there's like something in common that becomes more and more obvious the more those pieces exist. And then when I was in the studio, I thought it would be interesting to do this combination, no? To do a reference to this very traditional ceramic from the north of France, from Quimper, where this narrative scene with this gentleman with a hat is meeting this girl over here, which are superb also. And then again also meeting with a more typical French cheese.
So I'm a self-taught ceramic artist, but I studied illustrations, drawing. So I went to an art school for 4 years in Rotterdam, the Willem de Koning Academy, I don't know if you know it. So I studied drawing for 4 years, and then in my second year I discovered the ceramic studio at the academy, which was, so all the material was there, there were just no teachers. So you could go and you could experiment. So I started going and I started basic, like doing little bowls and plates, and then I started doing vases, and I really quickly started to work, of course ceramic is 3D, but adding elements. So my first pieces were these, so I really liked to add, like my inspirations are the fauna and flora, so a lot of plants, corals, snakes, birds. For example, here I depict also a lot of birds and little bugs and stuff.
she made a basis like this with the clay. After she had a manual extruder. So she extruded manually, yeah, like a syringe, you know. She put this inside. So long ropes like this of clay. She cut them in sections, and then she like to assemble one by one each of them like this. So like the waving process. And after she like try to fix and correct all the stuff with the brush. So it's really long, really meticulous work, and it ends up like this. So
And the parts inside.
the fish there is inspired by the Egypt archaeology. So it used to be a makeup palette from Egypt in lapis lazuli.